Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, TheMadKaiger. And we are back here because it's Wednesday, so that means new video day. I do want to say that I have been uploading most of my streams to YouTube as well. But I don't really class those as new videos, just revamped versions of my streams. I don't do it for every single stream that I do. I just do it for the ones that I think are a little bit more funny. Having a lot of fun with Fable 3 lately, and having a lot of laughs with that game. So again, I will be back with that again later tonight, more than likely, or it might be something else, we don't know. But anyway guys, today's video is not going to be a long one. It's just a small review of the next Warriors game, and that is Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends. Now, I already talked about Dynasty Warriors 3 in as much detail as possible. And as you know, I'm a massive Warriors fan. I love the Dynasty Warriors series. And I've been going through playing each and every one. I know that I haven't played the first one yet, but I don't really class the first one as a Dynasty Warriors game because that is a one-on-one fighting game, very similar to Soul Calibur or something. So I don't really class that as a Dynasty Warriors game, but I might do that in a PS1 review video. So, Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends. Now, this is kind of cool because this was actually an expansion pass or an expansion pack to Dynasty Warriors 3. Now, I know that's quite uncommon because most of the time expansion packs didn't really come out for consoles back in the day. I know nowadays we have downloadable DLCs and updates and patches and all of these things nowadays, but back in the day, if a game had problems, there was no way of them really fixing it if it came out on console. But what they did do was release expansion packs. It was very common on PC to see expansion packs on a lot of games like Roller Coaster Tycoon, The Sims, Warcraft. There's a lot of expansion packs on the PC. Now on console, however, it wasn't that common. There are plenty of expansion packs out there, but here's the thing. Dynasty Warriors Extreme Legends, Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legend is a standalone expansion pack which can be played with or without the original game. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what that means. So the first thing you need to know is this game is very much Dynasty Warriors 3. So not really much has changed in the way of gameplay. The first thing you'll notice is there is a small change to the combat system where it has a combo system, and basically when you're getting combos you'll get extra points, which obviously work in your favor at the end of the mission where you get your points and your level system. Other than that, the combat and the gameplay is very, very similar. In fact, there's not really much change. But the first thing you need to know is this game came with a new campaign mode called Xtreme mode. The Extreme mode basically added 7 new Muswell nodes to the game, which is the campaign version. And those 7 characters that were added into the game were the characters that didn't have a Muswell mode from the original Dynasty Warriors 3 and are only playable in free mode. And what that means is these characters now have like an alternative version of the missions that they are in the campaign, the third game. So the 7 characters that you get to play as are Meng Huo and Zhu Wong of the Nan Man tribe. You get to also play as Yuan Shao, of course, the character that you fought against as Cao Cao's army. And then you also get Zhang Jiao from the Yellow Turban, and then you get Dongzhuo, Jiao Chan, and Lu Bu, of course, Lu Bu being on the front cover of the game. So these extreme modes basically are just revamped versions of other missions from the previous game, just with a sort of like an alternative history mode. So the thing is, you'll notice that a lot of the missions that you do, you've probably already done before in the original Dynasty Warriors 3, except this time you're playing as a different army, for example. And they are slightly tweaked a little bit. There's not really much difference. Some of the maps are slightly different shades and weather conditions and stuff. But other than that, it is pretty much the same game. I do like the fact that this game had 7 new campaigns to play as, and each character does have the 7 missions per campaign, like in the previous game. So the way that I'm doing it with this game is I'm not going to be playing each individual campaign. I'm just doing the extreme mode before moving on to Dynasty Warriors 4. So yeah, that is kind of a cool thing because you got 7 new campaigns essentially. So that makes a lot of sense from an expansion pack kind of thing. 7 new campaigns basically. Another new thing in the game is you also get bodyguard upgrades. So in the previous game you had bodyguard, but in this one you get to choose your bodyguard and you have more of a customization option for your bodyguard. So not only do you level up and your bodyguard level up, but you can also change your bodyguard equipment, your weapons and the equipment that they use, the items. You can sort of choose how you want them to grow in battle. Do you want them to be more strength orientated? Would you like a balanced one, or you can like a custom one? And again, it is a slower progressing bodyguard system than the previous game. But the cool thing is when you actually choose which set of bodyguards you want, because there are Way bodyguard, Shoe bodyguard, Woo bodyguard, and then Royal guards. And you can, as they level up, you unlock, you start off with 2 private level bodyguards, and then they level up for stronger fighters, and then you get 4th, 6th, and 8, etc. And I do like the new bodyguard system in the game because it really expands on customizing your bodyguards. But the only downside is if you stick with one set of bodyguard and then you swap over to a different set of bodyguard, you're going to have to level that set of bodyguards up. So I've just stuck with one set of bodyguards because, you're playing as, certain characters. So it makes sense to choose one set of bodyguards and stick with them. But I do like the new bodyguard upgrade system. Another new thing in this game is you might be wondering, okay, so Dynasty Warriors 3, if this is an expansion pack, what do I get if I already own and play Dynasty Warriors 3? Well, the first is an obvious one, is you actually get all of your previous unlocks, so your weapons and your items from the previous game. If you have a save file on Dynasty Warriors 3, any items and weapons that you've unlocked will automatically progress into this game. So you don't need to worry about unlocking all of those items and leveling up your items and weapons again, which is really nice because you don't have to worry about doing it. So it kind of makes sense that I played a bit of Dynasty Warriors 3 before moving on to this game. Another cool thing you can do is actually load your original data from the game. If you have the disc, so basically how that works is if you wanted to play the original Dynasty Warriors 3 levels, say for example if you're playing a Sao, for example, you could load up your data from the previous game and continue on playing it in this game. And again, that makes a lot of sense. But the good news is this isn't a game that you need to have the previous game to play it and really enjoy it, basically. A lot of expansion packs in the past have sort of like been like, if you don't own the original game, you either can't play it or there's really not much point in having the expansion pack. But in this game, the good news is if you don't own Dynasty Warriors 3 and you just want to play Extreme Legends 3, you can do that. I personally think that Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends is a slightly better game because of those small changes that they made. But does it warrant it enough to be its own game? It doesn't matter nowadays because this is a cheap-ass game. You're not going to pay more than a couple of quid for this game. But when it first came out, obviously I never really knew about it at the time. But if I would have played Dynasty Warriors 3 growing up and then seen this in the shop for like £25 and spent £25 or whatever on it, would it have been worth it? I'm not entirely sure. Nowadays with the Extreme Legends games, when they release the Extreme Legends games, they always add plenty of new things into them. But this was the first attempt of them doing an expansion pack for the Dynasty Warriors series. And it did improve some things and added new stuff to the game. And it did what it needs to do as an expansion pack. Oh, there's also a few extra things that I didn't mention. There are also 5 level 5 weapons in the game now and new items, of course. 4 new challenge missions. I don't really do the challenge missions because I don't really think it matters whether you do them or not. And there's also two new difficulties. There's very hard, and then there's novice mode. Novice mode, from what I've been told though, if you play on novice mode, you won't be able to unlock level 3 and above weapons, and level 5 weapons can only be unlocked on hard and very hard, from what I've been told. I play on easy mode. This game actually does have a significant amount of challenge on easy mode, and like I previously mentioned in Dynasty Warriors 3, all of my problems that I had with it still exist in this game. It was nice of them to actually do an expanded version of the game before releasing Dynasty Warriors 4, because from what I've been told, Dynasty Warriors 4 is completely different to Dynasty Warriors 3. That was the first game that added army-based campaigns instead of individual character campaigns, and we'll get to that when we talk about that game. Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends was a nice way to expand on the previous game, adding 7 new campaigns as well as some new items and stuff like that, and the new bodyguard system worked really well. I personally think that Dynasty Warriors Extreme Legends is better than Dynasty Warriors 3 for obvious reasons, but doesn't really change too much in the formula. So don't be expecting when you play this game to be going, oh my god, it's not going to be like Dynasty Warriors 3, it's going to be even better than Dynasty Warriors 3. It's only slightly better. I gave Dynasty Warriors 3 a 7 out of 10. I give this one maybe a 7.5, because, you know, the issues still exist in this game, but at the same time, it's nice that they did make some changes. Koei Tecmo are no stranger to releasing expansion packs for their Warriors games, and you know, the Extreme Legends games are still going on today. We don't really know what's going to be next for Dynasty Warriors. A lot of people are talking about that there might be a Dynasty Warriors 10, or they might do something completely new in the series. I love the Dynasty Warriors series. Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends, I've done 3 of the campaigns out to 7 now. I'm on my 4th one, halfway through my 4th one. I'm going to finish it off now. And I enjoy Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends and Dynasty Warriors 3. It doesn't really matter which one you play. I'd recommend playing Dynasty Warriors 3 a little bit before playing Extreme Legends, so you'll have a little bit of an advantage. But overall, Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends was a nice attempt at patching up the previous game, but didn't really do too much to the game's formula until the next game. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this little review. I'm sorry if you're not really into the Dynasty Warriors series. I personally am, so thought I'd share with you my experiences with it. And when I finish it off, I'll be going on Dynasty Warriors 4 and talking about that. And as always guys, feel free to comment below. Let me know what your favourite Warriors game is. Do you have a favourite Warriors game, or do you not like them? I'd like to know in the comments below. I completely understand if you don't like them. A lot of people don't. It is a bit of a cult following game. Makes a lot of sense. And as always guys, subscribe if you haven't already. I want to thank all of the new subscribers and commenters. I want to give a big shout out to, I believe your name is Dakota something. I'm so sorry if I forgot, I picked that name up wrong. I did actually read through your comments, and you left some pretty good constructive criticism actually, and I really appreciate it. Just a little back and forth to you though. A lot of those things that you mentioned, I can't really do much about because I am recording with my phone, so I can only do what my phone tells me to do. And until I get some new equipment and stuff, I won't really be able to mess around with a lot of those things that you said. But I have took it into you know, my head and thought about it. So anyway guys, as always, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheMadKaiger, and Twitch. I will be streaming tonight with either Fable 3, Disneyland Adventure, or maybe Overwatch. We'll see how it goes. More than likely it'll be Fable 3, trying to get that beat. And as always, have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and bye bye.